Today I have the pleasure of lashing Tommy. If you don't recognize Tommy, you can say thank you to him for bringing you all of these educational videos. He is our videographer here at Lost Artistry, so I'm super excited to finally have him be our model instead of him taking all of our shots. So if the videography sucks on this video, it's my fault because I'm filming it. Okay, so today we want to kind of bash the stigma that is behind lash extensions, and that is that lash extensions have to be feminine, and that is totally inaccurate. Lash extensions can be for everyone. And Tommy's request today is that his lashes look just like a lash tint, nothing more. He's not someone who wants really long or really noticeable extensions, so we want to keep them as natural as possible. And it is his very first time getting extensions. So in order to bring this set to life for Tommy, we're gonna lash in layers. And we're gonna be very strategic in where we place our extensions because we don't wanna scare him away from lashes his first time. And this doesn't just go for male clients. You can do this for anyone who walks in your door. If someone comes in and says, you know what, I am scared to get lashes for the first time, I don't wear very much makeup, I want them to be as natural as possible, then these rules do apply. So how I'm gonna work around Tommy today is I am going to start by lashing just his bottom layer. So let's take a look at his lashes to determine the diameter, the curls, the lengths, everything that we're gonna use on Tommy today and how we're gonna lash him. First things first, let's assess his eye shape. So when I'm determining which mapping style to choose, which shaping, I'm looking at the general eye shape, and Tommy's eye shape is more of a wider eye. So in order to round it out and give a nice natural effect, but we're still gonna open the eye up in the middle area just slightly. In order to achieve that, my longer lengths are gonna be in the middle of the eye, about here to here. Now, I should have mentioned this, that when you're assessing your client's eye shape, their natural lash health, everything, have your client look straight ahead, because if they look left to right or up and down, it can really throw off the shape of the eyes. We don't want to misguide our styling. We want to make sure that it suits our client. So as I've said, we're going to work with that open eye shaping. Lengthwise, I want to be very careful because if you can look at Tommy's lash line and the spacing between there and his eyebrows, we don't have a lot of space to work with. So his lashes can look quite dramatic very fast. Another thing to note is he does have deep set eyes. So I'm gonna need to work with a tweezer that can easily get over that brow bone into that lash line. My tweezer of choice today will be our Sunset Ultra because it has a really nice curvature, so it's gonna help me isolate in an easy manner. Now, lengthwise, like I've said, even though we're working on just the bottom layer, I wanna keep those lengths to a minimum. Now, we can always go more later, and I'll tell you how I'm gonna do that in a second, but I'm gonna start with just 5 millimeters on that inner corner, and my longest length to start is gonna be 10 millimeter, and that's gonna be in the middle of the eye. Now, he does have quite a few natural lashes that do kind of point down along the bottom layer, so in the middle of the eye where those lashes do point down and somewhat in the middle, I'm gonna mix, I think, C and CC curl together, really picking and choosing which lashes I put CC curl on and which lashes I put C curl on. I feel like if I go CC in the very beginning, it might be a little bit too much, so I am gonna alternate between that C and CC curl, particularly putting CC curl on the lashes that do point down. We do need a little bit of lift on those, or we're gonna accentuate the downward swoop of those and have them kind of obstruct his vision a little bit, which I do not want to do. So I think that's gonna be my curl choice and length choice. Now, in order to keep the lashes looking super subtle, you would probably automatically assume, let's use classic lashes. Well, no, actually, volume lashes, as scary as that word can be, can sometimes look even more natural than classics. So it all comes down to the diameter and the fan type that you choose. So I wouldn't wanna go with super wide fans or even really open fans at all for Tommy. You totally could, but to start off, I'm not gonna do that. I am gonna mimic the classic lashes, but with a finer looking tip. And how I'm gonna do that is by working with wet lash volume. So the fans are gonna be just slightly open at the top, and because we're working with those 0.05 diameters, the tips are going to look even softer than they would if they were pointed like a classic lash. So that's how I'm gonna get that really nice, soft, airy finish. Dimension-wise, we're gonna stick with low dimensions, and that's what's gonna keep them looking even more natural. So I'm gonna say about a 4D, and I will revisit if I do decide to switch that up. I'm gonna say about a 4D in 0.05, which is not very dramatic. So I'm really, really looking forward to bringing this set to life. Now, in order to make sure that I create the perfect set for Tommy, what I'm gonna do is first lash just that bottom layer, as I've said, and then I'm gonna go ahead and super bond the lashes and then let the eyes settle and act as if we're finished the set, just so his eyes don't feel sensitive or irritated when he opens up. But then I'm gonna give Tommy the mirror. I want him to have a look at the set to see if it suits his needs, and if he wants some more added, we will absolutely go in there. And at that time, I'm gonna revisit the length conversation as well. If he wants more length, well, guess what? I still have a ton more layers to work with. If he wants longer lashes, we can absolutely do that. But I, again, am gonna start just 5 to 10 millimeters being my longest, and I will let you know if he decides to go for more layers once we're finished the set. So you can watch it come to life. Now, if Tommy does decide to just lash that bottom layer and he feels complete, we need to have a conversation about infills, because the bottom layer only consists of about a fifth. Tommy has like 5 layers in some areas, but it only consists of about a fifth of his lashes. So it would be unrealistic to think that the lashes are gonna last for 3 weeks if we've only filled just that bottom layer. Now, if we filled 2 layer, totally, he could maybe get 2-3 weeks. We definitely get him in at 2 weeks just to see how they last. But if he just fills that bottom layer, I would like to see him for a mini fill to make sure that we're always keeping those lashes looking finished, complete, especially because he does have very blonde, natural lashes. And we know the contrast between black extensions and light natural lashes will be quite significant as those lashes fall out and get replaced by the new lighter colored lashes. So let's do it. Let's bring it to life.